Good morning Year 9 and welcome to today's maths lesson. Let's start us off with a quick starter. Question 1, what times tables is 24 in? So which numbers times tables feature 24? Question 2, what's 231 times 5? And question 3, find the lowest common multiple of both 6 and 8. Please pause the video now and work those out for me. Okay, let's go through the answers. So 24 is of course in the 24 times table. 1 times 24 would give me 24. It's also in the 12 times table. 2 times 12 would give me 24. It's in the 3 times table and the 8 times table. So it's also in the 1 times table, the 2 times table, the 3 times table. It's also in the 4 and the 6 times tables. So all of those times tables, 24 is in. 24 times 1 or 1 times 24, 2 times 12 or 12 times 2, 3 times 8 or 8 times 3, and 4 times 6 or 6 times 4. 231 times by 5, I'm going to do a quick multiplication here. 1 times 5 gives me what, Izzy? 5, thank you very much. 3 times 5 gives me what, Lewis? 15. And 2 times 5 gives me what, Dylan? 10, excellent, add the 1, 1155. And finally, to find the lowest common multiple, we start by writing out each of the times tables. So I've got 6, 12, 18, 24, 30 for my 6 times table. For my 8 times table, we've got 8, 16, 24, and there it is. The lowest common multiple of both 8 and 6 is 24. Note that question 1 might have helped you out on this one. Okay, moving on to today's lesson. True or false? 2 is a factor of 4. 2 is a factor of 6, sorry. That one is true because 2 goes into 6. 2, 4, 6, there it is, 2 times 3 gives me 6, so 2 is a factor of 6. 3 is a factor of 6, true or false? Also true, because I can multiply 3 by 2 to get 6. I can multiply that first number by a whole number and get 6, so that one's true. True or false? 4 is a factor of 6. That one's false, because 4 times 1 would give me 4, 4 times 2 would give me 8. I can't multiply 4 by a whole number and get 6. 4 is a factor of 8. True or false? That one's true, because I can multiply 4 by 2 and get 8. So 4 is a factor of 8. True or false? 4 is a factor of 10. That one's false. I can't multiply 4 by a whole number to get 10. I can multiply it by 3 and get 12. I can multiply it by 2 and get 8, but I cannot multiply it by a whole number and get 10. That would give me 8. I can't get 10, so that one's false. True or false? 10 is a factor of 4. That one's false. I can't multiply 10 by anything to get 4, can I? It's far too big. So that one is false. So here we go. I've got 3 true statements. 2 is a factor of 6 because I can multiply 2 by 3 to get 6. 3 is a factor of 6 because I can multiply 3 by 2 to get 6. 4 is a factor of 8. False, 4 is not a factor of 6. 4 is not a factor of 10. And 10 is not a factor of 4. So what's a factor? Pause the video for a minute and write down what you think a definition of a factor might be. Okay, so my definition would be a factor is a number that we can multiply by a whole number that we can multiply by a whole number to give our answer. So that's what a factor is. For example, 2 times 4 would give me 8, 3 times 2 would give me 6, so that's a factor. And we can write these as factor pairs. For example, if I wanted to find the missing factors of 24, I could say that was 1 times what, Lewis? 24. 2 times what, Dylan? 12. What times 8 would give me 24, please, Charlotte? 3. And 4 times what gives me 24, please, Ryan? 6. So these are all the factor pairs of 12, numbers that I can multiply by another whole number to give my final answer. Can you now pause the video for a minute or two, and in your light blue books, can you write down what the factor pairs of 30 might be in the same way? Pause the video now. Okay, so let's go through the answers. I can make 30 by 1 times 30, so there's 2 of my factors. I can make 2 times 15, that also works. I could do 3 times 10. I could also do 5 times 6. So 1, 30, 2, 15, 3, 10, 5 and 6 are all factors of 30. We can multiply them by another whole number to give our final answer. Okay, I'm going to go through an example and then you're going to finish these off in your light blue book. I want you to find the factor pairs of whole digit numbers. For example, if I've got 18, factor pairs could be 1 and 18, 2 and 9, or 3 and 6. 1 times 18 gives me 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. All numbers I can multiply by another whole number to give my answer. Please pause the video for 10 to 15 minutes and have a go at as many of these as you can, identifying all the factor pairs in your light blue books. Okay, these were some of the answers I was looking for. You could have also had 1 times whatever that number was in each case. You could have 1 times 27, 1 times 12, 1 times 32. But here are all the other factor pairs I was looking for. 72 has got loads. So well done if you got 72. Okay, which of these is not a factor of 36? Have a little think. If you had cards up in 3, 2, 1, which of these is not a factor of 36? Well, 36 times 1 would give me 36. I could do 9 times 4, so 9 is a factor, so B is the answer I was looking for. 8 is not a factor of 36. We cannot multiply 8 by a whole number to give 36. So which of these is not a factor of 27? Pause the video, have a little think. Okay, so I've got 1 times 27 would give me 27. 9 times 3 would also give me 27. But I cannot multiply 7 by a whole number to get 27, so the answer was B. And finally, which of these is not a factor of 70? Okay, we can multiply 1 by 70 to get 70. We can multiply 7 by 10 to get 70. We can multiply 14 by 5 to get 70. But we cannot multiply 23 by a whole number to get 70. Okay, pause the video now and have a go at these questions for me. Is 6 a factor of 3? Is 3 a factor of 6? Is 3 a factor of 9? 6 a factor of 9? And 6 a factor of 18? Pause the video for 5 minutes and tell me, is this true or false in your light blue books? Okay, these are the answers. 6 is not a factor of 3 because we cannot multiply 6 by a whole number to get 3. 3 is a factor of 6 though, because we can do 3 times 2 to give me 6. 3 times 3 would give me 9. 6 cannot be multiplied by a whole number to give me 9, but 6 times 3 can give me 18. So now that you've answered those first ones, can you answer the second lot of questions from here onwards for me? True or false? Is 3 a factor of 18? Is 1 a factor of 18? Etc, etc. Pause the video and in your light blue books, have a go at these questions for about 5 to 10 minutes for me. Okay, so the answers we were looking for, 3 is a factor of 18 because I can do 3 times 6 to give me 18. 1 times 18 gives me 18, so 1 is a factor. 9 times 2 gives me 18, so 9 is a factor. 18 times, I can't multiply it by a whole number to give me 9, so that one's false. 9 times 1 would give me 9, so that's true. And 7 times 1 would give me 7, so that one's also true. Please pause the video now and have a go at these questions in your light blue book for about 5 to 10 minutes for me. Okay, these are the answers I was looking for. False, 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 true, true, false, false, true, true, true. And finally, can you please have a go at these 5 questions for me? Is 8 a factor of 4? Is 4 a factor of 8? Is 6 a factor of 8? Is 6 a factor of 24? And is 24 a factor of 24? Pause the video, 5 minutes, off you go, light blue books. Okay, let's go through it. Can I multiply 8 by a whole number to give me 4? No, I cannot, so that one's false. I can multiply 4 by 2 to give me 8 though, so that one's true. I can't multiply 6 by a whole number to give me 8, so that one's false. 6 times 4 would give me 24, so that one's true. And 24 times 1 gives me 24, so that one's true. Finally, in your dark blue books or on a piece of paper, can you neatly write the title Factors? In the middle of your page, can you write the word factor and divide your page into 4 sections. In this section, in the top left, can you write what you think a definition of a factor might be? Doesn't matter if you get it wrong, just have a think about what you think the definition might be. Any characteristics of factors you can think of over here. Any examples of factors, any you like, please put them down here on your page. And any non-examples, ones that aren't factors, down in the bottom right-hand side of your page. Please spend 5 to 10 minutes doing this now. Okay, so this is what I thought of when I was thinking of factors. I said factors of a number are whole numbers that divide exactly into the number, including 1 and the number itself. So we can multiply each of those factors by a whole number to give our final answer. I said characteristics, we normally identify them in pairs, that's when we were looking at factor pairs. The smallest factor of any number is always 1, because we can always have 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 8 is 8. And the largest factor of any number is always the number itself. Examples could have included 8 would be 1, 2, 4 and 8, because 1 times 8 would give me 8, or 2 times 4 would give me 8, etc, etc. You might have come up with some better examples than mine, but I did 9 and 20. And non-examples, I said 4 is not a factor of 2, 2 is not a factor of 1, and 4 is not a factor of 18. I can't multiply 4 by a whole number to give me 18. Can you please copy down any of this that you might be missing, either in your dark blue book or on a neat sheet of paper? These are your notes for today's lesson. When you've finished that, please can you have a go at the exit ticket I've posted in Google Classroom. Thanks very much, Year 9, and best of luck.